So as you can see, the weather wasn't exactly favourable to doing a proper vlog. So I decided instead to just take lots of random shots of all the sculptures in this quarry. And I'm just going to do this voiceover, which I'll let you know all about it. So Tout Quarry Sculpture Park and Nature Reserve is an area of former quarries, now designated a Sculpture Park and Nature Reserve. The Sculpture Park opened in 1983, with many of the site's carvings, sculptures and works in Portland stone being created between 1983 and 85. In 2012, the quarry was also designated a Nature Reserve. It is managed by Dorset Wildlife Trust. So Tout Quarry was worked commercially since at least the 18th century. Initially, most of the quarrying was undertaken on the cliff tops of West Cliff, but progressively moved inland over the course of the 19th century. Traditionally, Tout Quarry was divided into small workings, each of which had different owners and were worked by separate quarry gangs. Tout produced both whitbed and base bed stone, which had to be extracted from 30 to 60 feet down. As a result, much overburden and waste rock had to be removed before the quality stone was reached. From the early to mid-19th century, waste stone and overburden was either being tipped off the cliff edge onto the west weirs below, or being used to form the large waste tips still in existence by West Cliff. A series of gullies were formed within the tips, allowing tramway lines to be laid for carrying waste stone and overburden to the cliff edge to be tipped. Quarrying at Tout largely ceased in the early 20th century. During World War II, the quarry was chosen as the site of the Coastal Defence Radar Station M73, which was established by the British Army and soon taken over by the Royal Air Force. It was used for the monitoring of shipping and aircraft and later retained for use as part of the Cold War rotor programme and finally by the Royal Navy. The station was later demolished, but much rubble remains within the quarry. The quarry was the proposed location for a leisure home development in the 1970s. The planning application submitted by Massey Associates & Co. in 1976 wished to construct 130 houses within the quarry, along with a swimming pool, tennis court and administration area. However, the scheme never came to fruition and the site remained unused. Later in 1982, a final extraction of stone from Tout took place when 30,000 tonnes were removed for use as part of sea defences. The Portland Sculpture and Quarry Trust was established in 1983, and their aim of re-establishing a spirit of creativity in the Portland quarries saw Tout Quarry transformed into a sculpture park, which opened under their care that year as the Portland Clifftop Sculpture Park. The quarry had been leased to the trust by the owners, Kingston Minerals Limited, while the idea for the park had been the brainchild of Portland resident Jonathan Phipps, who was an art consultant for Ambient. Having had the idea years before, he aspired to create a sculpture park and workspace and workshop space for the island and would be one of the key organisers behind Tout's transformation. Tout Quarry was Britain's first sculpture quarry. Once the planning permission was approved by Weymouth and Portland Borough Council, work began on clearing the site of waste and rubbish, most of which had been the result of illegal fly tipping. Ambient then approached a wide range of artists who soon began creating both temporary and permanent works at the site. Over 40 artists had been involved in the project by July 1983, while further works were produced into 1985. Many of the permanent sculptures and works produced during that period can still be discovered today. The park received acclaim upon its inception. Marina Vaisi of the Sunday Times praised the outdoor workshops and described some of the sculptures as outstandingly beautiful and affecting. She added, "There is something intensely vital and appealing about this whole experiment, deeply respectful to its surroundings and full of living teaching." W.J. Strachan, in the 1984 book Open Air Sculpture in Britain, commented, "The park is important, Dorset otherwise having little sculpture to show. The organisers have exploited the potential of this difficult terrain in a practical way to match the imaginative ideas of the sculptors. Lewis Biggs, in an essay for Open Air Sculpture in Britain, described the park as one of the best achievements for outdoor sculpture in this country so far. And in 2017, a new feature known as the Memory Stones was erected at the northeastern entrance of the quarry. Created by Hannah Sofar, the feature is a stone circle made of 12 large blocks of Portland stone which are aligned according to the annual journey of the planet around the sun. Aside from the many sculptures to be found within the quarry, Tout also displays a range of industrial features and signs of past quarrying. The uneven landscape of the quarry contains many working faces, walls of waste stone, flat-topped waste tips, and a series of gullies linked to West Cliff. Some of the industrial reminders include old tramway lines, some of which retain stone sleepers and iron pegs that held the rails, tunnels and shelters used by quarrymen. And there is estimated to be over 70 official sculptures within the quarry for you to find.